joined right now by Harrison Kitson from Startup Junkie to discuss their groundbreaking neurodiversity workforce study launched to better understand and support neurodiversity in workplaces across the region. Welcome, thanks for being here.
Hey.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of
course.
course. So, Startup Junkie, you all partnered with, who is it, SLS? Is that
SLS
right?
community, exactly.
Yes.
It's kind of a community there to support neurodivergent adults and kids in the area.
Yeah. So why do this study?
So we're really looking to bring about inclusivity to the area in terms of neurodiverse workers, you know, finding out where we can best support them, how we can uplift them and kind of break barriers as well in terms of in the workforce.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how are you collecting this data? Because you're asking for like employees, employers, like everybody to give you different fields of what you're looking for in the research, right?
Yeah, so we have 3 different surveys. We have one for the employers, so that'll be kind of asking questions like, what do you know about neurodiversity? What's neurodiversity? How does it affect your hiring practices? And then we'll have actual neurodiverse employees. And then a survey too for neurotypical employees talking about, do they know anyone who's neurodiverse in their workspace? Kind of, how does it affect your workspace? That kind of thing.
Okay, so you mentioned a couple. What other kind of questions do you have on the survey?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot about just people's understanding of the topic and then in particular for the people who are neurodiverse about challenges they've faced and kind of which will help us, you know, push out a message of how to help those people and how to uplift them. So,
So how are those kind of findings going to be utilized to support those individuals in the workforce? How are you going to do that?
So it'll be like a typical research study. It'll be public domain and then we'll be pushing it out in all our different channels. We've got help from the City of Fayetteville with that too. So kind of everywhere on social media, everywhere online that you can see, and then, you know, hopefully people use that to change kind of programs and again hiring practices and all that kind of good stuff that they're doing.
Sure.
Yeah.
One thing I'm kind of missing maybe is when you say neurodiverse, what are we talking about? Can we break that down a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm not an expert on neurodiversity myself, but it can be things like autism, ADHD, dyslexia. There's a bunch of different people who identify as neurodiverse. And, you know, finding out whether that's you and kind of which survey you would take would be the next step kind of before you go and take
And then when
it,
you say neurotypical, you're talking about people who do not identify as neurodiverse.
So just, someone who's, you know,
Yeah, for sure.
So you talked about you're teaming up with the SLS community. How are they kind of contributing to this?
So, you know, obviously building the survey and helping us have a better understanding, that's their area of expertise. We're an entrepreneurial support group, so we kind of have the area of expertise in terms of what a workplace looks like, but then understanding kind of the needs of a neurodiverse person might be their best expertise and, you know, helping us find questions. It's actually based on a research study done at the University of London, so they kind of help find that and, you know, bring that to us and help us
That's interesting,
people.
and obviously with your 2 networks kind of joining forces, you're going to have a greater reach for this survey, I would
that's
imagine,
really the
right?
hope,
Yeah, for sure. Well, where can our audience learn more or participate in this survey? What's the easiest way
So
to
it's
do that?
plastered across all of our social medias, but in particular, if you're looking to look at the surveys and see how you might fit in, I'd visit our Instagram description, and we've got all 3 surveys kind of linked there.
Okay, so and you just click on the one that applies to you.
Yeah, so Startup Junkie, there's an employer survey, an employee, and then a coworker survey. So
That's great, yeah, easy to participate. How long does the survey last?
So it's already going, and then lasts until June 30th.
Okay,
June
great.
30th, so
we got
there's
some time.
plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you so much for
Filling us
having
in
me.
on all of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.